Hello, welcome to the House of the Spirit. Welcome home. This is a reading for the sign of Aries for the month of September. We are going to start with Mavi, and the keyword is responsibility. She's accompanied by Min and Hathor. I'm going to hide it just a little bit so that YouTube doesn't censor. So these two cards, maybe it's better like this. These two cards are, to me, presenting you with an ambiguous character in your life, because Min is more or less the equivalent to the devil. But Hathor is an immensely fertile and positive card. It's about fertility, motherhood, abundance, material wealth, emotional wealth. There's this feeling of plenty, of having something. And with Mave, I'm sorry, I'm trying to correct this pronunciation. I'm sorry if I am butchering it. I feel like there's some sort of possession that is at stake here, and that is causing a little bit of friction with someone. And I feel like this month there will be this huge change in your emotional landscape, because we have so many cups here. It's mainly cups, but we have the Tower and the Two of Pentacles that present a whole different picture. I feel like there's something that you're going to overcome this month that will present itself in an emotional way. So it's the way you relate to this situation on an emotional level, because I feel like this is something that you love very much because of the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Cups. And the way you relate to it is very beneficial to you. But I feel like with the Two of Cups here and this specific deck, the Two of Cups has a little bit to do with a little bit of friction. So maybe there's a little bit of a push and pull with someone. And I feel like this is happening because, sorry, in the past there was something that kind of surprised you. It struck you in a very specific way pertaining this situation. And I feel like this has brought forth feelings that were maybe hiding. But I feel like it was at the same time good and bad. So there's an ambiguity here. Also with the Two of Pentacles, I feel like it's bittersweet. I feel like this whole reading is about some sort of situation that brings up this bittersweet feeling. So on the one hand, this reading I feel like also comes as a warning to be mindful of how you feel, to be very aware of how you feel with this person or situation, so that you can be brave to face it. Because I feel like this is it's like it's okay, everything is fine, but it's something's bothering you. And I feel like this has to be processed, and there has to be this bravery, this forthright, this thrust forward into the challenge, to meet the challenge head on. And I'm saying this because the Knight of Swords is about courage in this specific deck. And it's about speaking up, like having the courage to speak up, to say what you are thinking, and especially what you are feeling, because this is all about feelings. I feel like this month has to do with processing and digesting what it felt like when this structure was shaken. It might be a relationship, it might be family. There's some sort of structure, and because we have the responsibility card and Mav, she also tells us a story about the two bulls that clashed together because she would fight with the kings for sovereignty over the land. She is the goddess of sovereignty, of ownership, of being responsible for some sort of territory or structure. So I feel like this is the month where you're going to harness that courage to step up, maybe to be a leader, to overcome how you feel about this shakeup or this rapid change, this sudden change that occurred in your life. And I really don't feel like this is something that is evil or that's bad for you. I think it was something that was actually good. It was like a nice surprise in a sense, but I feel like it kind of, it made you rethink or reshape your emotions. It's not really about thought. It's more about, it's like your inner workings were changed and you're kind of slowly becoming aware of what changed, and you have to speak up about it. And this is also a warning. I feel like this reading is a bit of a warning so that you can protect yourself while facing these adversities or this adversity, because we do have here this card, grief and adversity, and it can feel a little bit heavy, this situation, and I think that it only feels heavy before you face it. But be aware that there might be energies that are kind of trying to trick you, or maybe that's the whole thing. Maybe you discovered that someone was trying to trick you, and now you're kind of processing those feelings and trying to muster the courage to face this head on. This is a very specific reading. So the Four of Wands. Yeah, maybe there was some agreement that kind of fell through. Maybe you were expecting things like a contract or an agreement or something that you made you happy. There was a structure with someone else, like a deal. Judgment. So there was certainly something that kind of transpired, that a truth that made you aware and maybe even made you change something. But it's for the good, it's for the better. The High Priestess, really it is about this self-awareness, this deep knowing of how you feel and how you would like to move on or not. But I feel like it's the Queen of Cups. Yeah, I don't think it's kind of an ending here. I don't see an ending. I just see a sort of revamping of your emotions and your approach to the situation. And once you clarify everything, once you are very clear about how you feel, especially first of all towards yourself, be very clear about how you feel, very aware about how you feel. So don't be afraid of kind of retreating a little bit and going inward, looking at yourself, looking at your life and sensing and being emotional about it, not being too There's also a warning, I feel like here. It's not to be impulsive, not to be um, brash or bold, too bold. When you are talking to people, express yourself in an emotional way. That would be better to overcome this, because I feel like it's also a part of the processing, of the digestion, and you will also help other people like be involved in your own process, and they will also process their own emotions in a healthier way. If there's this space that is where emotions are allowed, where it's not so blunt, it's not so, you know, kind of rough, if it's soft and if it's subtle, sweet, I feel like there's a sweetness that has to come up in order to move forward, and but not stepping down, not being afraid, and not being, not, holding back, not trying to oppress or suppress any emotions or sensations or even your intuition. Because I feel like with the high priestess and the judgment here, I really feel like the truth about the situation is going to come in a very subtle, sweet way for yourself first. Because you're still, I feel like you're still digesting. And it's a very, it's not complex. I don't feel like it's a very complex situation in of itself, but it seems to me that is, there's a lot of things involved. So it's more like quantity than like diversity of quality, different qualities of things. I feel like there's an intense feeling. There's a whole, like a ball of energy that you have to process. It's very big, and it kind of, it touches a lot of things in you. It's about others, it's about you, it's about your family, it's about, it touches many subjects in you. So it's not like you have to deal with each individual subject in a very different way and just confuse yourself like all over and be all over and scattered. I feel like it's the contrary. You have to do the opposite. You have to concentrate your energy in yourself, in the core of your being, in the core of your connection to spirit, to God, to your intuition, your, essence, as much as you can. And if it helps to engage in some sort of sensory deprivation, because I feel like there's an overwhelm here. I feel like it's too much feeling around this, and it's becoming very complex, and then suddenly it's very simple. Actually, it's very it's a simple solution, actually. You just have to be courageous and brave about looking at the things that are maybe unpleasant, and if you see them in a way that they don't when they don't bother you, I feel like that's the moment where you feel like you have detached enough to allow those feelings to flow. There's also another thing that is coming forward very strongly for me, especially with the High Priestess and the Queen of Cups here, is that I believe that this month you are going to have a very strong, you're going to have a very strong hunch about something. You're going to have a sense of foresight, maybe even clairvoyance. I feel like there's this ability that is coming to you very strongly, very, very intensely this month. Maybe you are going to become aware of your like extrasensory powers. And maybe that will come also because of this like shock that kind of cracked you open in a sense, made you aware of things that you had in yourself, like capabilities, special abilities that you had, special talents. And maybe this is also something that will change your life this month. And especially with Hathor, and even with the yeah. I don't know why I only saw this now. Maybe because of the clarifying is it's bringing a lot of light into that matter, because Hathor and Min, I feel like there's a magic afoot here. There's this connection to spirit that is coming forward this month very strongly for you. It might be that this reading is also allowing that, like opening the channel for that, because that's maybe what has to happen. And maybe listening to this reading or to tarot or meditations or some sort of sensorial, it's like a control or direction that will open this gate for you, open this special, unlock this ability, unlock this special talent in you. And it will also be like the silver lining in this situation. It can be two things: either the silver lining of this adversity that you faced and this challenge is that you find out that you have that ability, you have that foresight, and then you are now brave to allow it to function freely in your life and to share it with others. Or you already know you have that ability and you are taking it to another level, and that is the silver lining here. And why you're taking it to another level? Because you are using it to receive a specific information that is still hidden. It is a mystery that only you can uncover, because this is something that is discovered in solitude, in a retreat, let's say. And once you discover that truth, everything will blossom for you, and you will understand why you had to go through that challenge. Finally, it's a beautiful closure to this situation. It's how you overcome that grief and that adversity, because you justify it with a beautiful gift from a grace, a beautiful gift from spirit. Beautiful, fantastic reading, Aries. Thank you so much for this, so inspiring. I hope you liked this reading, and if you did, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I hope to see you very soon again. Bye.